Mbappé va rester jusqu'à 2025.
A huge new contract at his nation's biggest club, playing alongside some of the best talent money can buy, and even decision-making power never before seen in elite European football. Everything is looking perfect in the world of Kylian Mbappe at the moment, right? Well, perhaps. Perhaps it's the best move for Mbappe and for Paris Saint-Germain. Or perhaps it's all too good to be true. Today, we're off to Paris, city of love, to discover if young Kylian's new PSG deal is a match made in heaven, or if this whole affair will end in disaster. Let's start off by crunching the numbers. What exactly is the contract that Mbappe and the Parisians have agreed on? The new 3-year deal seems the forward pocketing around £1 million every week, plus a signing-on bonus of £100 million, which therefore means PSG has made Mbappe the best-paid player in the world right now. But what's all this talk of Mbappe having power to make decisions in the boardroom? More on that later. So, how did we even get here? Let's go back a few years and look at Mbappe's rise to stardom. After coming through the ranks at Monaco 2016-2017 was Mbappe's breakout season in the Principality, scoring 26 goals in all competitions, despite starting the season as a 16-year-old, as Monaco reached the Champions League semi-finals. All the biggest clubs had their eyes on the youngster from then on. But it was Paris Saint-Germain who got a deal in place, originally taking him on loan, with an option to buy for £143 million. Despite a domestic treble, Mbappe's first season in the capital was more modest in goal-scoring terms, finding the back of the net 21 times before making the switch permanent. But after making his senior France debut that season, he really set the planet alight the following summer at the 2018 World Cup, scoring 4 times, including in the final, as France become world champions for the second time. From then on, Kylian went from strength to strength in Paris, winning 3 more Ligue 1 titles, becoming Ligue 1 Player of the Year 3 times, and 4-time top goal scorer. The most notable absentee from his PSG's trophy cabinets, however, is the Champions League trophy, for all the wealth pumped into Les Parisiens by Couture Sports Investments, and the transfer window to end all transfer windows a year ago, when they signed Sergio Ramos, Gianluigi Donnarumma, and Lionel Messi, to name just 3. They only have 1 losing final appearance in 2020 to show for it.
Who blows the full-time whistle?
After being one of Mbappe's original suitors from his Monaco days, Spanish giants Real Madrid never gave up pursuing the Frenchman, and earlier this year it looked like they had finally landed their man, when an agreement was put into place to sign him. It looked ideal for Mbappe, massive wages at the club he idolized as a boy. And if you want to win the Champions League, you can do a lot worse than sign for record winners Real Madrid. But at the 11th hour, Mbappe decided to stay put, much to the annoyance of Real Madrid's president Florentino Perez, and to the delight of Nasser Al-Khelaifi, his PSG counterpart, who announced the decision at the last home game of the season in front of Mbappe's adoring fans. What had changed Mbappe's mind? Was it solely down to money? Well, probably not. It looks as if Mbappe, his family, and his lawyer pulled off something quite extraordinary, not panicking as his contract ran down. They managed to play 2 super clubs off against one another, getting Real and PSG to match their offers, squeezing more out of them each time. Then came the offer Mbappé couldn't refuse, and Real Madrid couldn't match. PSG have apparently given Mbappé some say in the way the footballing side of PSG is run. Mbappé himself has denied that this gives him power to stack and appoint whomever he desires. Yet some are now calling him the most powerful person at the club. This naturally has led to plenty of jokes about Mbappé as some sort of godfather figure, wielding his metaphorical axe as president in the boardroom. Some fans have taken it one step further, voting for Mbappé at the recent French general election instead of the two actual candidates. On a more serious note, despite speculation about what his role actually entails, it raises the question of how much power a player, especially a young Ballon d'Or contending player, should have at the club. Player power has long been thought to be growing too quickly in the modern game, and with sporting director Leonardo departing PSG soon after the Mbappé deal was confirmed, plus manager Mauricio Pochettino being shown to the door too, though neither member of staff was expected to be sticking around much longer, it did little to quash rumors of King Kylian's running the show in Paris. What kind of precedent does this set for the future of player-club relations? Is this just a one-off, or from now on will every club's biggest name be demanding their say? Football is littered with examples of bad owners who tried and failed to take over on-field matters. Why should we believe players getting involved in off-field matters would be any better? Less controversially, players now have more power in their contract negotiations. And Mbappé is the latest high-profile star to prove this. Gone are the days of players regularly extending their contracts, meaning clubs would be left to thrash out transfer fees between themselves. Now, by letting their contracts run down, clubs don't need to spend anything on transfer fees and can then offer better wages to the players. More for the players, less for the clubs. Some argue that players doing this are being disloyal to the clubs that have been paying him. Others say it's fine, as players are acting like any other type of employee. Another question that needs answering is, yes, he's getting all the money and influence, but was staying at PSG right for his playing career? La Liga may not be every high-profile player's dream destination nowadays, but it's still a step up from League One. Then there's the whole winning the Champions League thing we mentioned that PSG keep failing at, while Real Madrid have just won it again. That's not to say that PSG won't get it right sometime soon. Having that said, it's important to remember that come the end of this 3-year deal, Mbappé will still only be 26. With plenty of years ahead of him, he could well leave Paris as a club legend and then go and win a cabinet full of cups in his prime at Real Madrid or anyone else who fancies him in 2025. PSG have changed tactic from recent managerial appointments by selecting their new one from within League One. Christophe Galtier has certainly had success, preventing PSG from winning the title when he was the boss. But managing a team of big stars with big egos is not something he'll be accustomed to. Not that his predecessors coped much better. There will be pressure on Galtier after many were expecting Zinedine Zidane, and taking charge of Messi, Mbappé, Neymar, and co. sounds like a dream. But keeping such huge characters in check will surely be tough. And we have to ask, if the going gets tough, does any blame get pointed at Mbappé no matter how much his influence gets played down? Would it have been also better for Mbappé to break away from such a star-studded side altogether and be the main man somewhere else? Could that be the way to win the Ballon d'Or? Or could he still achieve that in a team where Messi will grab the most headlines? On the other side of the table, how well have PSG come out of these negotiations? It was incredibly important for Qatar Sports Investments, funded by the Qatari state, to have arguably the most exciting young star in world football at their club, wearing a shirt sponsored by a Qatari airline as we build up to the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. They would have done almost anything to keep him. Is there a chance that Paris have overvalued the man tipped to be the new Pele a few years ago? A study by Sportingpedia discovered that his 28 League One goals last season equates to 761,428 a goal, the most expensive ratio of the European Golden Boot contenders. And let's not forget, that was before the £1 million a week contract. Mbappé doesn't just contribute goals. That's what forwards are judged on most. He is worth a lot, but is he really worth that much? If any club can afford to throw money around like that, it's PSG. But with the club losing around £700 million in recent years, are Qatar Sports Investments making a mockery of financial fair play? Was La Liga president Javier Tebas right to call the deal an insult to football? Only time will tell. Time for you to have your say. Is this new contract nothing but a sinking ship for Kylian Mbappe, PSG, and for the future of football? Or will this start a new wave of success for both the player and the club? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Please give us a like if you've enjoyed this video. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you next time.